Hey, we are live again. I am so excited to join you tonight because I have the opportunity. Hold on one. All right, trying this again. I am live with Sean of Brighton Bank. And I know a lot of you are saying, Tish went to Brighton Bank. And yes, I did. I actually love it. That's another story for a different day. But I wanted to talk with Sean because he's the actual national growth manager. And he just has certain knowledge that no one else has even come across yet. Why? Because he is well versed, or I believe you are well versed in AI technology as it relates to real estate. So that's one of the main reasons why I just really wanted to talk to you tonight. Thank you
Well,
for joining.
thank you, Tish.
Yes, I am so glad that you were able to talk with us. I know you're in a different time zone than what we're used to, which is why we are um, coming to you a lot sooner than I typically would. But I wanted to make time for us to actually talk with Sean. And first, before we get into it, I do have a lot of AI questions for you. But I wanted to just start off by asking you, how did you get into the industry?
Yeah, so my story is kind of funny, Tish. So I was in college. I ended up dropping out of college and wanted to get into the finance world. Long story short, after kind of being in the finance world for about a year and a half, I was trying to apply for some other jobs, and the first two companies to call me back were both mortgage companies. And so I was brokering mortgages previously, and then with Dodd Frank and all the laws, you couldn't do it anymore without a license. So I interviewed both companies back to back. The same morning, about a week or so later, after I'd applied, and they called me back, and I chose to go with one, um, and really never looked back. I started in the lead kind of internet marketing generating type of side of the business, where so many of us who've been in the industry have started on, and then from then branched out to doing referral business, kind of combined the two together, and here I am, so many years later. So.
Nice. And now you're at Brighton, right?
Yeah, yeah. At Brighton Bank, I had started a couple mortgage branches with a partner of mine. We ended up merging our whole team with U.S. Bank a few years ago to go national with some things, and it was a good move for us back then. And then fast forward a few years later, I ended up teaming up with a number of the other executives here at Brighton Bank to facilitate kind of a new type of banking and mortgage concept with a lot of AI, kind of a fintech empowered company, but also having that national presence so that our loan officers could do business in all 50 states as a federal bank and be true bankers to the consumer and not just financiers for houses. That being one small part of what they're able to do.
That is so cool, which is one of the reasons why I love Brighton as well. And can you just explain to everyone what sets Brighton apart from other lenders? You started going into it, but I just want you to hit that one more time.
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many lenders out there, so many mortgage companies, banks, and many of them do a great job. We like to specialize in really how we handle the consumer. I think that the day of the consumer is here. I think most marketing has been geared around trying to capture the consumer at a specific point or trying to make the consumer think something or get them back to us as professionals for so long. What we're trying to do with our AI and a lot of our marketing is being able to empower the consumer with the exact same knowledge that an underwriter would have, with the exact same knowledge that a seasoned loan officer would have, and be able to give them that knowledge in the form of AI tools that we'll be rolling out in just a few short weeks here. So we're very excited about that. So really that third wave of marketing is not just getting the customer to me, but it's actually empowering the customer to have the same knowledge that a loan officer or any other finance professional would be able to get those answers right away, anytime at 2 o'clock in the morning if they wanted to, as they're chatting with one of these language models that have all of our guidelines, all of those data points, uploading them with 100% accuracy, and then allowing loan officers to then step in and be that true professional. They're there to diagnose the situation. They're there to make the final decision on it, much like a doctor would if you go into the doctor's office, right? And so that's one of the major components that sets us apart, because what we're trying to do in the industry is not just simply get more clients in. It's about empowering the consumer and using us as a resource to conduct their banking, to conduct their financial life the way that they see fit and the way that's best for them.
I am such a big advocate of just being able to cater to the consumer and filling them with education, information, and I believe that's what sets Brighton apart as well. So that's why one of the reasons why I love it.
And we're
But
happy to have you here. So,
thank you. Now I do need to ask you, how has 2023 been different in the real estate market so far?
oh, Tish, other than being the best year ever in the mortgage business, now I'm obviously joking. It is, well, let's talk about some number, right? And you've been on some of the sales meetings that we've had, and so for the audience, we'll kind of talk it up a little bit. Um, right now, compared to the first quarter of 2021, which was the best year in almost 15 years, there's a 70% decrease in transactions. That's just a known fact, right? So, across the board, the industry, as far as loan officers being able to transact the same amount of business that they were used to just a year or two ago, is just not even close, right? It's just a statistical number. It's due to, in large part, lack of inventory and interest rates, a combination of both of those things driving rates and prices very, very high. But those things are going to happen from time to time, right? We're in a very unique market. I think what we're doing differently, though, is a lot of preparation. That's what we're trying to coach our sales force on. That's what we're trying to direct our loan officers to do, saying, listen, in the past couple of years, you didn't have the time to work on your systems, to perfect these systems, to figure out how to better yourself, how to better your team, figure out a new way to do business as a loan officer. But now that the market has shifted, you do have that time to invest in yourself, to invest in developing different systems, using different softwares, building your teams the right way. Why? For the next round that's going to come in the next couple of years, because this market will adjust. So a lot of what we're doing this year is a lot of preparation, putting together great systems like the AI that we mentioned about, those types of things that are not just about getting business in the door today, but are going to set us up for success in the future down the road, many years to come.
Right. And I believe that is such a huge thing, preparing people for the future, because a lot of people are even focusing on right now, and not even thinking about what's going to happen in the next few months and years. So I love that that's one of our focuses. So that's huge. Next question. You ready for it?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Is AI something that in real estate, as a realtor, as a lender, as even a bankruptcy, I'm sorry, an attorney dealing with home ownership in this industry, title companies, should we be scared of AI?
I think if you are not educated on it, it can be very scary. And that's what I've said to most other folks in the industry who've asked that question recently, right? They know some of what we're doing and what we're working on. And you see it everywhere, right? Chat GPT kind of took the world by storm. And then there have been literally hundreds, if not thousands of this point, of startup AI companies, and some existing that got funding and that are already, kind of attacking different industries. And some people are using them to be very, very effective, and other people are just trying to ignore them. I think if you ignore them, you should be scared. And I think most people who are ignoring them are scared, and that's why they're just pretending that they don't exist. I would say for the professional of tomorrow, again, not just a good loan officer, a good real estate professional in today's market, title rep attorney, but for the professional for tomorrow, you need to embrace these systems, because if you master the system, you know how to use it effectively for your industry. It is an amazing, amazing tool to do two, three, four, five times the amount of work and volume you could do. But if we're going to pretend that it's not going to have a profound effect on our industry, we need to understand something very fundamental, right? our industry as loan officers, as salespeople, especially when you're talking about like a financial sales type of industry like we're in, a lot of our work is just data, right? It's where are the best schools at, right? Where are the best values at, right? Where should I move to here? Should I downsize, right? What's the best interest rate? What's the best product? What types of loan options can I get? A lot of it is so data and regulation oriented that when you have a system that can properly interpret these things faster and with better accuracy than a human being, you have to know that eventually down the road, because it's better for the consumer, and this is the key component that everyone needs to, I think, pay attention to as they're thinking about AI, going, is it really going to change the industry? Or wait a minute, anything that is inherently better for the consumer always wins. It always has won. The internet, Zillow, travel, it took really even the auto industry by storm. Anything that is inherently better for the consumer always wins. And AI, so far, it will have its ups and downs, but overall is better, more efficient, and faster for the consumer.
So don't be scared of it. Use it to your advantage, basically.
100%.
And I know that's what Brighton focuses a lot on. And how's that been? Establishing that, working on AI, is it just all sorts of crazy or interesting? The things that you learn that you can do, how does that technology apply to you?
It's fascinating. To some extent, a lot of us use AI in our everyday lives and we don't realize it, right? Even our automated underwriting system that you have to run on every single loan is technically a version of AI that we've been using for years now. And everyone kind of forgot about it, right? When a customer submits application, they can automatically have their credit pulled, assets verified, and job verified, all in a matter of 8 to 10 minutes. Even that's a component of AI with automation a little bit, right? So we're constantly using it. What we've done to take it a step further, though, is put together a system that we're going to be releasing. I'll give you a little preview called Brighty AI, and that system is going to be able to talk directly to the consumer. Real estate agents will eventually be able to use it. Customers be able to use it. Loan officers be able to use it, because that itself is going to be the knowledge base behind what we do. And you're going to have people like you and I using it to make decisions on a massive scale. Because with what we've been working on, like what are we doing a little bit different? Well, we're thinking of this in scalability, right? Any good salesperson out there needs good scalability, right? They need a greater reach, more scalability, and better efficiency. Okay. There
Yes.
is not a better thing on this earth right now than AI to do that for a salesperson. In this market, there is a lot less transactions to be had. So how do you do that? Well, Brighton Bank, we're in all 50 states. You have all 50 states at your disposal. And again, some of these other tools simply allowing you just, even when we haven't unrolled some of these tools out yet, 8 to 10 minutes of full pre-approval, pre-qual. Some of those tools are our loan officers are just seeing kind of the beginnings of what true AI eventually will look like in the industry. So I think that's what I'm excited about most, is having the professionals and the consumer truly benefit from something, because it's not easy to find that in any industry where a consumer and a professional can be benefited by the same tool. And we can in this case. So it's exciting to see.
I'm very excited about it because I know for a while I wasn't sure about Brighton as far as the technology goes, because you go to different lenders, different places, different companies. Everyone's using something different. They've got their own spin. And I was amazed. I'm sold. As you can see, I'm here. And so to see that there's going to be more coming that we'll be able to use technology to our advantage, that's like awesome. And it doesn't even just have to relate to just Brighton, but in the industry as well. So I want to know from you, how can a realtor, how can a loan officer survive in this market?
That's a great question. Um, I think there's really two components. I was talking about it with another mortgage professional who's just a friend of mine a few weeks ago. And we were talking about the two words consistency and persistency, right? And in a market like this, you need both. I think in the 2020 and 2021 market, You just need to be consistent. You need to be able to pick up your phone and answer. You need to be able to work 10, 12, 14, 15 hours a day, or however long you could stand it before you crashed, right? And had to, drink a glass of water, sleep for a couple hours, and then do mortgages again. So there was a consistency part of it that just allowed you to be successful. In this market today, not only do you have to be very consistent with your prospecting, not only do you have to be extremely consistent with the marketing that you're doing, with the whatever systems that you're working on to improve your process, et cetera, at whatever you will do as a real estate professional, but you have to add persistency to that. And what I mean by that is there's a bit of a grit that you have to have in a market like this to stay and not get distracted, not get pulled away for some other little this or that I think could fix all my problems, right? Because us as salespeople, right, and I'm a loan officer at heart. That's how I started in the business, right? So I know very, very well we get shiny object syndrome, and that's the next great thing, and this is going to fix all my problems. But regardless, in this industry right now, because there is much less business to be had, persistency wins the day. Making those 8, 9, 10, however many follow up calls to that real estate, that realtor who you're trying to get business from. As a realtor, reaching out and following up and continuously going after those builders and those developers to stimulate inventory in the marketplace. There is a large part of this that is just simply, frankly, doing 2 to 3 times the effort and pushing for that effort in order to get very similar results that we saw just a couple of years ago. You say, well, how long is this going to last, right? I don't want to burn myself out. Well, it doesn't last forever. What I think most loan officers, real estate agents, anyone who's in the real estate sales arena should be doing at this time is working on building up their database, working on going after those referral partners, builders, developers, flippers, investors, financial advisors, whoever can send you business, and persistently going after them, because it's a numbers game. You will get the business eventually. Frankly, right now, some of them don't have the business to give. But if you persist, suddenly 3, 6, 7 months, a year goes by, and you realize, oh my goodness, I have a large book of business. I have a ton of people who know who I am. I have a ton of people to follow up with. So when the market does turn, right, when it does come back and all of those folks have business to get, you have a way to reach back out to them. I think that is so important to be doing in preparation in this market right now. And just simply deciding that you're going to stay in the industry no matter what, and that you're not going anywhere.
Oh, wow. I've been taking notes, so I love that. Thank you so much. I really just appreciate you taking the time to talk with us for a few minutes. So, is there any final words that you may have for us?
Well, if you're a consumer out there, we wish you the absolute best in your home search. And if Brighton Bank can do anything to help you, or my good friend Tish here, she's phenomenal at what she does. We'd certainly love to help you on your home buying journey or anything that relates to that. If you're a real estate professional, we certainly wish you the best. Anything we can do to support you. We love our realtors who we work with. Our whole hybrid agent program and allowing them to be loan officers as well is something that we brought as a solution to the marketplace. And then as a loan officer, we're there to encourage you, and to be a help and to be a guide and perhaps be that company that can help you take you to the next level. But regardless of where you're at in that real estate world and in that mortgage process, we want to support however we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to have you back to tell us how that technology is going and Bright EAI in a little bit, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Thank you, Tish.